What does it mean to create life in our own image? Sci-fi has explored this question for nearly a century, often mirroring society's hopes and fears about technology. The journey begins with Metropolis, 1927, one of the earliest and most iconic portrayals of robots in cinema. In Metropolis, the robot, Maria, symbolizes the labor-class machine, a tool of the industrial society designed to serve and obey. But this depiction wasn't just a vision of technological progress. It captured the anxieties of the 1920s when rapid industrialization was transforming economies and threatening traditional ways of life. The rise of industrialization brought both hope and fear. Factories became symbols of progress, but they also represented a shift away from human labor towards mechanical efficiency. Robots in early sci-fi became metaphors for this shift, embodying society's ambivalence. The robot Maria is initially used as a tool for manipulation and control, reflecting the tension between technology's potential to uplift society and its capacity to oppress and dominate. This duality remains a powerful theme in the portrayal of robots. Beyond Metropolis, other early works like Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, though not strictly about robots, set the stage for these stories by exploring the consequences of creating life. The creature in Shelley's tale, much like the robot Maria, is an artificial being that becomes a reflection of its creator's ambitions and fears. Shelley's influence permeates early sci-fi, establishing a foundation where robots, like the monster, embody humanity's fear of losing control over its own inventions. Meanwhile, Karel Čapek's play R.U.R., Rossum's Universal Robots, published in 1920, popularized the term robot. This story echoed the same fears seen in Metropolis, but with a darker twist. The robots in Čapek's play are created as laborers, much like those in Metropolis, but they eventually rise against their creators. This story was a direct response to the social and economic changes of the early 20th century, critiquing capitalism and mechanization. The play presented robots as oppressed workers who, like the human labor force, yearn for freedom. The fact that these robots revolt suggests an early recognition of the ethical dilemmas associated with creating beings for servitude, foreshadowing the more sophisticated portrayals to come. The idea of robots as both saviors and destroyers became a recurring motif in early sci-fi literature and film. By the 1930s and 40s, the genre began to include more tales of robot revolutions and the perils of automation, as seen in works like Isaac Asimov's Runaround, part of his Robot collection. Asimov introduced the concept of the three laws of robotics, a framework meant to prevent robots from harming humans or themselves. This was a direct response to the fears expressed in stories like R.U.R., suggesting that while robots could serve humanity, safeguards were necessary to maintain control. This period solidified the image of robots as complex entities that could either benefit or threaten humanity, depending on how they were controlled. These early stories laid the groundwork for the diverse portrayals of robots that would follow. Robots in these narratives were no longer just tools. They became reflections of human ambition, fear, and societal change. By embedding them in the fabric of industrialization and revolution, early sci-fi writers set the stage for robots to evolve from simple machines into beings with their own narratives, struggles, and potential for autonomy. As sci-fi progressed, the portrayal of robots evolved beyond mere extensions of the factory. The 1970s, 80s, and 90s saw a shift, where robots began to be depicted as entities with autonomy, emotions, and even the ability to challenge their creators. This period marked a departure from the obedient machines of early sci-fi, instead portraying robots as complex beings capable of self-awareness. Two iconic films that illustrate this evolution are Blade Runner, 1982, and The Terminator, 1984. Blade Runner, based on Philip K. Dick's Do Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, presents a futuristic society where replicants, artificial beings nearly indistinguishable from humans, are designed for labor and pleasure, but ultimately seek autonomy. The film not only raises profound philosophical questions, but also serves as a commentary on societal issues such as slavery, exploitation, and the desire for freedom. The replicant's struggle for identity and recognition mirrors historical fights for human rights, emphasizing that the quest for autonomy and acknowledgement transcends biological boundaries. The iconic scene where Roy Batty, a replicant, reflects on his short life underscores the film's existential themes. What gives life value, and who has the right to define it? On the other hand, the Terminator offers a dystopian vision where robots and AI rise against humanity. The narrative introduces Skynet, an advanced AI system that gains self-awareness and initiates a war against its creators. The Terminators, relentless, nearly indestructible machines, symbolize the fear of losing control over technology. This theme was not just limited to the Terminator. It became a hallmark of the 1980s, a period marked by rapid advancements in computing and robotics. The fear of machines overpowering humans, coupled with the rise of automation in industries, fueled these stories. Cyberpunk culture also emerged during this time, deeply influencing the portrayal of robots. In RoboCop, 1987, for example, the fusion of human and machine serves as a critique of corporate control and the erosion of humanity in the face of technological advancement. Similarly, Ghost in the Shell, 1995, explores the concept of identity and consciousness within a cybernetic body, asking whether a human consciousness in a robot's body remains human or becomes something entirely different. These films and stories highlight the complexity of human-robot relationships and challenge the audience to think beyond the simple binaries of man versus machine. They suggest that as technology advances, robots become not only companions but rivals, and their existence becomes a challenge to humanity's sense of self. As robots evolve, they represent the blurred line between human and artificial intelligence, forcing audiences to reconsider what it means to be alive. Today, robots in sci-fi are portrayed not just as conscious beings, but as entities capable of emotional depth and ethical decision-making. Modern films like Ex Machina, 2014, push the boundaries further, exploring the moral complexities of AI and human-robot interactions. In Ex Machina, Ava is designed to be more than just a sophisticated machine. She's an entity capable of forming emotional bonds and exhibiting intelligence beyond her programming. Ava's interactions with the protagonist and her creator reveal a nuanced portrayal of AI's potential. She doesn't simply respond. She manipulates and strategizes, demonstrating that her consciousness extends beyond basic programming. The film poses ethical dilemmas. If a robot can think, feel, and strategize, does it deserve autonomy? And if it's capable of deception, who holds the responsibility for its actions? The creator or the creation itself? The power dynamics explored in Ex Machina highlight the blurred lines between control, freedom, and the ethical implications of developing sentient beings. Beyond Ex Machina, other modern works, such as Westworld and Her, delve into similar themes. In Westworld, robots are created as companions and laborers, but their quest for freedom mirrors historical struggles for autonomy and rights. Her, on the other hand, explores the emotional side of AI relationships, portraying a future where AI systems can become intimate companions for humans. These narratives reflect contemporary anxieties about the growing integration of AI into daily life, suggesting that robots could become both partners and potential rivals. As we stand on the brink of significant technological advancements in AI, these modern depictions force us to confront a crucial question. Are we creating allies or adversaries? Today's sci-fi suggests that robots are no longer mere tools or passive beings. They represent an evolving dynamic where technology's role in our lives may shift from assistant to equal or even competitor. As humanity continues to develop AI and robotics, we must ask, are these beings destined to integrate harmoniously into society, or are we, like the creators in these stories, playing with forces we cannot fully understand? The evolution of robots in sci-fi mirrors our own journey with technology. From obedient machines to emotional beings, these stories raise profound questions about our future. Will robots become our companions, our rivals, or something entirely new? If these questions intrigue you, don't miss out. Dive into more of our deep dives into sci-fi's most iconic themes, and explore the future with us. Hit subscribe, like, and join the conversation. Your journey into the world of sci-fi begins here.